in the backyard for her.
Yeah.
And, you know, every single day. New
Restraining
snow,
any-
blowing
everybody in
snow,
case you-
new snow, blowing
Here.
snow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But it looks like a World War I landscape,
Just try, yeah.
you know?
Trench warfare.
Is
Exactly.
this a joke?
Good to see you guys are back safe.
Yes. Thanks to the driver. I was pulling a princess. Can we go to the museum? Can we? No.
Oh, in the afternoon on Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you?
Yeah, briefly.
Okay.
We did.
Yeah, it's been a billion years since I've been, kids were little.
I think it's been like 12 since I was last there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me, it's a little longer.
Ready? Shall we?
We shall.
Welcome, everyone, to the January 26, 2026 Town Board meeting. Would you please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for coming. Councilman Waschinsky is excused. We have no public hearing tonight. Next is the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the January 12th, 2026 Town Board meeting and the January 20th, 2026 work session, along with the January 26th, 2006 and 2005 encumbered, and the January 26th, 2026 abstracts of claims?
So moved.
Motion by Joe, can I have a second?
Second?
Second by Jess. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is audience one, an opportunity to address the board on any items on the agenda, if anyone would like to come up to the mic. Seeing no one, we'll move on to unfinished business. First is the payments to Azar. Can I have a motion to approve the following payments to Azar Design Company? Payment number 23 in the amount of $858 for professional services rendered from 11/29/25 to 12/31/25 for the Church Street culvert replacement. Payment number 23 in the amount of $952.38 for professional services rendered from 11/29/25 to 12/31/25 for the East Fillmore culvert replacement. Payment number 11 in the amount of $2,252.80 for professional services rendered from 11/29/25 to 12/31/25 for the Sheer culvert replacement. Payment number 13 in the amount of $646.59 for professional services rendered from 11/29/25 to 12/31/25 for the Cornwall Road culvert replacement. And payment number 10 in the amount of $4,855.31 for professional services rendered from 11/29/25 to 12/31/25 for the Brookley Bridge replacement project. Funds will be dispersed from line 875120.210.
So moved.
Motion by Ray, can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is a request from Jen. Can I have a motion to approve the corrections to action number 9 in the January 12th, 2026 meeting? The rollover vacation time should be 24 hours for Liz Cassidy and 20 hours for Rich Miga.
So moved.
Motion by Jess. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have a seeker. Can I have a motion to adopt the following seeker? Resolved that the Town Board of Aurora declares itself lead agency with regard to the seeker for the open development area application to constructing a rear addition to the west side of an existing building on an existing ODA lot at 1073 Davis Road. And further resolved that after consideration, the action stated herein, reviewing the criteria contained in section 617.11 of Rules and Regulations of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, determines that the action is an unlisted action, and further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Aurora has determined that this unlisted action will result in no significant adverse impacts on the environment, and therefore an environmental impact statement need not be prepared, and further resolved that a negative declaration is issued with regard to the open development area application for the rear addition on the west side of an existing building on an ODA lot at 1073 Davis Road, East Aurora, New York. Can I have that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ray. Comments or discussion? I will recuse myself from this vote because this was my original property. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is the resolution. Do you want me to read all the whereases?
I certainly do not.
Okay.
I second that.
Third.
Can I have a motion to adopt the following resolution? Now therefore be it resolved that pursuant to Chapter 99, Article 6, Open Development Area of the Code of the Town of Aurora, the Town Board does hereby approve the open development area application for a rear addition on the west side of an existing building on an existing ODA lot at 1073 Davis Road, East Aurora, New York. Can I have that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Jess. Comments or discussion?
No.
Again, I will recuse myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And we have another much smaller resolution. Whereas on April 28, 2025, the Town Board of Aurora approved the Local Law 4-2025 establishing a 6-month moratorium on the new applications for rezoning requests, and whereas Local Law 4-2025 was filed with the New York State Department of State on May 8, 2025, and whereas Section 5 of the local law states that the term of a moratorium may be extended for up to 2 additional periods of up to 3 months each by resolution of the Town Board upon finding the necessity for such extension, and whereas the Town Board approved a 3-month extension on the moratorium, which extension is set to expire, retire would be nice too, but anyway, on February 8th, 2026, and whereas the additional 3-month extension is required on the moratorium to allow more time for the comprehensive plan to be completed and adopted, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board approves an additional 3-month extension on the moratorium on new applications for rezoning requests until May 8th, 2026, in order to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the Town of Aurora and maintain the status quo with respect to zoning code designations. Can I have that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Jess. Comments or discussion?
Chuck, I just have one comment. I just want to remind the board that this is the final extension to that moratorium that you can make. So if the comp plan isn't going to be adopted by the end of this 3-month extension, we'll need to do another local law.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, appreciate that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And a resolution. Can I have a motion to adopt the following resolution? Whereas the Town of Aurora is in the process of developing a new comprehensive plan, and whereas the Town Board of the Town of Aurora is duly qualified to act as lead agency and has requested lead agency status with respect to compliance with the seeker, which requires environmental review and certain actions undertaken by local government. And whereas the proposed action is a type 1 action pursuant to the rules and regulations of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, and whereas the town board will forward Part 1 of the full environmental assessment form along with copies of the draft comprehensive plan to potentially involved and/or interested agencies. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Aurora declares itself lead agency with regard to the seeker for this action. Can I have that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Jess. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion?
Yeah, while this pushes us back, I'd like to first of all thank Bridget, you, Chuck, and Liz for all the work on this. We had some, disagreement with LaBelle about whether or not this needed to be done, but with, your research, your persistence, and Liz's advisement, this should help to solidify and ensure the fact that we don't have any challenges going forward. So while it's a delay, I think it's a prudent one. So,
Along
thanks.
with Bridget's consent also. She was in on.
Oh, no, that's what I said, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't-
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, thanks, guys, really.
Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And next, can I have a motion to send the comprehensive plan to the planning board for review and comments?
So moved.
Motion by Joe, can I have a second?
Second?
Second by Jess. Comments or discussion? All
Oh,
in
yeah,
favor?
so,
Oh.
yeah, real quick. So as a question, so the planning board will have the comprehensive plan in there for their next meeting. They review and make a recommendation, and then what comes next?
We still have, go ahead, you can go ahead.
Then we set the public hearing on that one? Yes, we set the public
Okay.
hearing on that one. We hold the public hearing. Don't ask me the dates, but these are.
Sure.
these
Yep,
meetings
yep, yep.
In sequence. And I believe in the first March meeting, I'm almost positive in the first, if all goes according to plan, in the first March meeting, we will adopt.
So barring hiccups, we shouldn't run into that
That
moratorium
first March meeting,
extension
we should have
problem.
it.
Okay.
Even with
Excellent.
a couple hiccups.
Even, we built in some hiccups?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got some stakes.
Yeah, it's got to be, you got to give them 30 days to respond to the seekers, the various entities,
Gotcha, okay. That makes sense.
abutting towns, the DEC, so on, which they're usually pretty good at, I believe, but
Hey, Rich, you know when that's going out?
The announcements to.
Yeah.
the other- That's through the
End of this week,
town
right?
doing that.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yes, it should be going out shortly.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Then, under new business, I would like to add a motion to enter executive session, if I could. I'd like to have a motion to approve adding executive session at the end of this meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Ray, can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And this executive session is on a personnel matter, there will be no action taken. And under new business. First is the Aurora Courts. Can I have a motion to approve hiring Fontanese, Foltz, Albrecht, and Ernst to provide the cut construction documents which will allow the town of Aurora to acquire bids for the work to be performed at the town courts at a cost not to exceed $48,000 as detailed herein. Funds will come from the following. $16,955 will come from a committed funds for building improvement line, and the balance will come from fund balance assigned for capital improvements. Can I have that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Jess, can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion?
Thanks for your work. The plans looked fantastic.
Yes. We discussed this in the work session. I'm sorry you couldn't make that one, but.
Me too.
But we've been working on this. I was going through my notes, Paul. 2 years we've been going through this. So it'll be great to get it rolling. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is an agreement for highway. Can I have a motion to approve the agreement for the expenditure of highway monies known as the 284 agreement in the New York State Highway Law as presented, and authorize the town board members to sign the agreement?
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Next is a stipend for Dave. Can I have a motion to approve requesting our town attorney to prepare a local law to increase the highway superintendent's salary as detailed herein?
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
I will second.
Second by Jess. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Well, you better keep your thank yous coming, buddy.
I'm hoping for one more. Thank you.
Next is a motion for a new grapple truck. Can I have a motion to approve the purchase of a new grapple truck in the amount of $287,012, which is part of the 2027 budget?
So moved.
Motion by Jess. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion?
Can I mention something
Yeah.
on this? Thank you, Supervisor. Just want to make sure, I didn't have time to attach it to this paperwork, but this is the final item to the grant that we had won. So by purchasing this, we found out it looks like within 8 months, we're going to get $353,000 back. This is the fourth equipment grant that we've won now at the Highway Department since I started. And I just wanted to mention that we should start preparing for the next one. They take 2, 3, 4 years to get. And I know with the garbage contract ending in 2028, it may be something to start looking at that ahead. I know that's a few years ahead, but if we do have some plan changes, I know, Ray, you were working on it with Nest. So anyway, I just want to say we kind of should be thinking ahead on it. That's all.
And what do we do with the existing truck, Dave?
We'll sell it, yeah. And actually, Chuck, this is a better one that we're buying. It's got a bigger motor, and it's also got what's called a hard ox body on it, which is meant for hauling concrete if you needed it or whatever. So the first one we bought, it's been amazing, but this one we've taken, and the things we've learned, and it'll be even better. So, and we bought that 10 years ago, just so you know. Time flies. Yeah, time flies. So this should take care of us for a long time now. And added with the 2 one-man leaf suckers we got, we ended up getting all that equipment for half price. So that was a good deal. So I just wanted to make sure you knew about it.
And the grapple truck, your current one should have some value, I would think, right? Some
Yes, I'll be interested to see what that goes for. I really, because it's a specialized piece of equipment, I have no idea, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do very well on it. So, and not to get forward, if you look at the 10-year equipment plan we have, we plan on taking the money we have now to purchasing a new 1-ton plow truck and a triaxle to replace our current triaxle. And that's the one I think we're going to do really good on, because I think that triaxle, we might end up getting pretty close to what we paid for it 8 years ago. So, yeah, we'll find out.
Excellent,
Yeah.
thanks.
These are things we don't budget for, but it'd be nice to see how well we do.
Yeah.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Oh, and thank you.
Yeah, been waiting.
Thought you might be too injured.
Joe's keeping track.
Next, it's a site plan. Can I have a motion to refer the special use permit and the site plan review applications for the property at 359 Quaker Road to the planning board for review and comments.
So moved.
By Joe, can I have a second?
Second.
Second by
Somebody?
Ray.
Yeah, we got our signals crossed.
Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next. Can I have a motion to approve the temporary use permit for the use of the soccer field parking lot on February 21st for the 8th annual Brewski event?
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion?
Good event.
Yeah. Well, you probably won't be any snow by then, knowing how things go in Buffalo, but
Have you seen the forecast? There is
Cold.
It, for at least till the 15th.
Cold.
It's
Yeah.
very cold, so.
But-
But if you remember, a few years ago, we built East Fillmore Road the same time of year, and it was 60.
yeah.
So all these people buying electric cars really made a difference.
Ba-da-ba.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next, it's a justice court action. Can I have a motion to refer the owner of the property at 10 Creekview Court to the town attorney for justice court action?
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Jess. Comments or discussion?
So, Rich, sorry, I didn't get in a conversation over there. So, we have this justice court action for a building permit that's still open. So just from my understanding, so you go over there and they're still under construction or construct, how do you know that they haven't just given up on the project, I guess? Or you don't?
So any permit has to be closed out through a CO, which is a certificate of occupancy or a certificate of compliance. This is a new dwelling, which requires occupancy certification.
Oh, okay.
Which includes a final building inspection. One was done, but unfortunately, there were still things that need to be done. The individual has renewed this permit since 2020. So we're hoping that, generally speaking, once we get these notices out and they get notice of the judicial action, they come in.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Thank you.
Any other comments?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is a budget transfer. Can I have a motion to approve the budget transfer request from Town Clerk Jeannie Vigier as stated?
So moved.
By Jess. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next is an out-of-district water customer. This is two motions. First motion, can I have a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign the intermunicipal agreement with the town of Colden as written?
So moved.
Motion by
Ray.
Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And can I have a motion to approve out-of-district water customer status to Mr. Kulwicki contingent upon receipt of the SBL from Erie County for his parcel and a signed agreement from Mr. Kulwicki agreeing to pay the annual debt service fee to the town of Aurora?
So moved.
Motion by Jess. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? It's important that you put that agreement to pay the annual debt service because so many of them don't realize that they are liable for the debt on that water project. When the water was put in, there's debt on that, and people just think, okay, I'm going to pay a water bill, and that's rarely the case.
Oh, gotcha. And then that can vary wildly, I would think,
Yeah,
right?
some districts like 18, the debt is pretty substantial.
Yeah. Huh. That's good to know. This was quite a bit of paperwork to do this, but I guess that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
It's happened in
because
our,
all of a sudden, that's a shock to them that they have to pay that debt, and
And they're aware of that?
so now, he will get a letter stating that and sign it. So he will be aware of it.
And we give them an estimate as to what that is?
You can, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I wouldn't want to sign a blank check. You know what I mean?
It's either that or water.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And can I have a motion to set a public hearing for a rooftop solar system at 50 Center Ridge on Monday, February 9th at 6:30 at 575 Oakwood Avenue, when all parties shall be heard?
So moved.
Motion by Joe, can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ray. Comments or discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. And under communication and reports, we have the Recreation Director, the East Aurora Police Department, both from 2025, the New York State DEC Salt Storage Grant, the New York Association of Towns 2026 meeting information, and the Supervisor's December 2025 report. Business from board members. And we'll start with Joe.
Nothing to report tonight.
Jess?
I am full of information after training. Thank you for excusing me last week. Jeannie and I both have access to all the materials that were shared with us, so we can share them with board members who might be interested. But everything from reminders on open meetings law, what is a job of a board member, budget and finance, personnel management, traffic and highways, there was all kinds of good stuff.
But you
Get a lot out of it?
I got loads out of it, yep, full of questions and things I need to look into, but it's a really good start.
Yeah.
So, thanks for the
Takes
opportunity.
a while to digest.
Yeah, just a little.
It's good to do it right away,
Yeah,
right? Give you a head start.
I'm started. That's all I have.
Thank you, Jess. Ray?
Really nothing. We didn't have an open space meeting this month, limited items on the agenda. Dale Morris did officially leave, but we do have a good candidate, and I'll forward that information to the rest of the board to fill that vacancy. That's it.
And I just have a couple things. First of all, I want to thank Dave and his crew, specifically Mike Engelfinger, for coming over. We had a frozen water line this morning, and here, so there was no flushing toilets, there was no nothing for the first couple of hours. And I mean, I've dealt with a few frozen water lines, and I thought, oh my God, we're going to be, usually it freezes underground. And Mike got here, and he brought that little heater there, and he says, I think it's frozen right here in the mechanical room downstairs where the water enters the building. And he got that little heater going, and by like 10:30 or so, we had water, and life was good again. So thank you for that.
Would a tape help? Heat tape?
Well, I think actually, and Chucky explained to you, I think that's something to do with the management system.
Yeah, the one heaters there, they
Yeah, the one
tripped
boiler,
and weren't
so
running.
one boiler was out, so it was an internal problem, caused the freezing, whereas the management system, I believe, will send an email if that happens again.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a once in a million thing.
We have hot water heat and hot air heat in this building, and the boiler went out, and that particular little
Perfect
mechanical room
timing
is
for it to
heated
go out.
with hot water. And
But that's a good
There you
thing,
go.
because if it would have been where the pipe was coming into the building, then we could have been down for a long
Oh, that was-
time.
that-
And that's what I was fearing originally.
Me too.
It
I
was
thought
good
this
that
is
it
going to be
was-
5 feet deep.
Yeah, so.
So that went well, and also I want everybody to know that I have really honestly tried crazy hard to get a hold of Waste Management, to meet with them, to sit down, because I have been informed that we are switching over to totes sometime in April.
Oh,
And I want to make everybody aware of this, and I want to actually have him come in and give us a presentation on it, and get his questions so that everybody's familiar with what's going to happen
Yeah.
and all of that jazz. It's been difficult. It's been difficult. But I will keep trying, I promise you.
yeah, because I know the village had a heck of a time, and it changed everybody's garbage days, and they're down to only 3 days, and people didn't know how to set their cans out.
He did mention that this will be Monday, Tuesday, and part of Wednesday, that they can do the entire town. He said you'll get 2 96-gallon totes, one for recycle, one for,
And one for beer.
huh?
What? One for beer.
The one for beer, yeah.
That's the big,
Recycling would be every other week. This is what's proposed so far. I know I've gotten some other input from other people regarding the recycle's not enough, but we'll discuss that with him. Frankly, I got kind of nasty to him here that last time, and I told him, I said, I really feel like you're avoiding me, and I think this is wrong. And then he said, well, I'll set up a meeting for Friday, which was last Friday, and that didn't happen, but it did snow and all that stuff, so.
yeah.
I'll keep at it, I can promise you. And lastly, I had the honor and the pleasure of attending the West Falls Fire Company installation dinner, and even actually installed a couple of the first responders, and that's always a really neat event. This is, I don't know, probably, I don't know how many, I'll say at least 8 of these that Sheila and I have attended. And they used to say how many calls each one of those firemen, well, not each of them, but the top ones there, that they attended. And those were always great to hear. Now they do it on points, so you really don't know what it means. But those guys would have 300, 320 calls that they attended. You know, every year there would be somebody that had that, and it's just incredible what a volunteer fire company does for us.
Here, here.
And that's all I had. Next is audience 2, an opportunity to address the board on any topic. Good timing, Your Honor.
Good evening, Jeffrey Markello, 232 Glen Ridge Road. Just wanted to thank the board. I understand that as efficient as you are with your meetings, more efficient than Board of Education meetings sometimes, and so far as the speed.
Fair.
Thank you very much for approving the court construction proposal, which I understand was on item 6A this evening. It means a lot to the court from a security and safety standpoint, and this has been in the works, as I'm sure Chuck mentioned, for a long time. We've been blessed to work with Paul Ernst, and I had been anticipating OCA, the Office of Court Administration's greater participation in review of the drawings. They gave me some disappointing reaction to the drawings. And I'd say disappointing only because I was looking for more substantive, specific improvements, and there was some other, it was a little fluffy. Anyways, I let them know that we're going to go forward with the drawings that Paul had assembled, and this step that you took tonight means a lot, and I just, on behalf of the court, wanted to thank you because we appreciate your support. Any questions?
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. And staff reports. We'll start with Dave.
Yeah, I do have to report something. I'm sure you're going to start hearing about it in the news pretty soon. There is another shortage of salt going around coming across the country. Ohio and Michigan currently are basically out. We're in good shape here in the town of Aurora, and I just want to make sure you're aware of that. We did get our salt from the Canadians this year off the dock. But what we're hearing now is even with those contracts, numerous municipalities here in Western New York are now hitting their maximum, which is 130% of their order. In the past, in my career, when that happened, basically they would kind of mark it up $10 kind of as a fine because you went over. But we're hearing that the mines are actually telling people no. So that's kind of a disconcerting thing, and I'm sure you're probably going to hear about it soon because I know a reporter called me today to see how we were doing. But I'm not saying we're doing great, but we're good at our salt management. Our new brine program has really made a big difference. And I just want to make sure our public knows that I don't have really a lot of worry about us running out of salt personally. So,
Any problem getting the brine product?
no, Chuck, and I don't know if you followed all that I put out, that's a factory that runs 24 hours a day out in Texas, Bryan and Warsaw. So no, that's a sure thing. So even though to go a little ahead, if we did hit our 130%, worst case, we could always fill our saddle tanks with brine and shoot sand. So we have a lot of options because of the equipment that we did this year. So no, the brine will never be an issue getting the brine.
And what do you determine, when do you say or why do you say that, okay, today we're going to use brine and today we're going to use salt and so on? What is it?
Well,
Or-
yeah, this is such pure brine that temperature isn't too much of an issue. It's more of a pre-treat and a post-treat. So brine isn't good for melting snow. It's for preventing snow. So, you could put it on loose snow, but it would turn it to slush, and then you'd have the chance, because it's lifted up off the ground, for what's called a flash freeze. So generally, the brine is a pre-treat product. We've had two really what I'd call perfect storms where we knew they were coming in the evening. So we started at 4 in the morning. We were able to brine every single road in town. It took us 9 hours. And then also, too, we use it as a post-treatment, too. So right after the plows have gone through, especially on the mains, it's basically spraying where they've already scraped off. So,
Doesn't it also allow, when you do salt, it to stick to the road?
yes, oh, yeah, yeah. No, it's,
So it keeps it from bouncing and stay right on the road?
yeah, there's no scatter. That's exactly right, Ray. Basically, the way the truck is set up, it's a spray right in the center of the road. It's not the whole road. It's meant to use the crown to bleed off. So when that sprays down, it stays right there. When you're going down the road at 20, 25 miles an hour, your salt spreader is spinning. So it's literally a scatter, just like your hand. So, that's the whole thing why brine has become such an environmentally positive thing. It's not getting into the storm system. It's staying where it belongs, right in the center of the road, not the side of the road. So Chuck, it really does take, there is ground temperature management with it. There's a lot of science to it, but I hate to say it, just I've been doing this a while, so I kind of know when to do it, but it's not for all storms. Like this past storm, it wouldn't have been a good candidate for brine, just because it was coming down too fast. But if you get, well, I'll say even right tomorrow morning, I want to see what it looks like in the morning. If we still have some white hard pack out there and the snow is stopped, we'll probably hit it with brine just to break it up. So I think what you're seeing in Aurora is you're not seeing those hard pack roads after events like we're doing. So there's no question it's working well. The cost is right. I think you've heard we can treat all 140 miles of roads for about $250. That's pretty impressive. That's not including the man and the truck and the fuel, of course. I'm just talking the material materials. So, yeah, in fact, I think going ahead, it'll probably be 2 years from now because we got to wait till we order another plow truck. I think the weakness I have right now is only having one truck. It takes too long, so I think eventually, I think the future, I think we need to be set up for 2 of them, but I have to wait till I have the equipment. And then also, as you saw, the salt grant, that included a new brine station. That gave us an extra 15,000 gallons of storage. So on top of the, oh God, what do we got, 7,500 now? We'll then be able to have the ability to have tractor trailers haul it to us if we need it. Currently, we literally run our brine truck back and forth, which works, when we're slow. So yeah, no, it's a lot going on. And just the last thing too, obviously, Chuck mentioned the frost in this year is going to be definitely going to be one heck of a good pothole season coming. I don't really think we have much issues in town of Aurora, but definitely going to be a challenge in spring, unlike we've had in quite a long time. So, but besides that, we're having an excellent winter. Everything's really going well. Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Chief?
Sorry, Pat, I took everything.
It's all right. I don't know if I told you, but I think I did. Last month, we installed a Sharps depository in the front foyer of the police department, first floor, and that's going well. We've had good participation, and today, late last week, and then today we activated it. We now have a medication drop box next to it, so we pump that out to the public as well, so you can get rid of both Sharps and unused or expired or whatever it may be medications at the police department. And as far as police work goes, we're in that winter lull where it's quieter, but some days it's very quiet, some days it's not. It just depends on the weather. We've had a lot of fender benders and things like that, but as far as the community policing aspect, things get quieter, especially with the lack of daylight, so nothing to report there. I met last week with Councilman Wachensky, and we went over the new platform for Code Red. The prior one, I believe, was there a cyber attack or something on it?
Yeah, they had to scrap the whole thing.
So it pretty much started fresh. So we sat down, and he was brought up to speed prior to me, and he brought me up to speed on how we can send out a community message many different ways, for whether it be, travel bans or whatever comes up. So we met and we did that, and I just wanted to talk, just to make you folks aware and the public. Today we had somebody reach out to the village government that they received an email from the Village of East Aurora Planning Division, and it was requesting like $6,000 or something like that. It's a scam, but we pumped that out on social media as well, just so the folks know. We never, there's never any solicitation from local government for that kind of money. The only thing that you can really do online is pay utility bills, and I don't even know if special use permits and that kind of thing is set up here, but so we're just trying to educate the public so that, somebody that's vulnerable or elderly doesn't deposit that $6,000 thinking that they're doing the right thing. Outside of that, Dave and his crew have been doing a great job. Every time I've called the station to see how are the roads, they say the roads are good. So thanks for that, and that's all I have.
Hey, I just want to say kudos on your Facebook presence. It's been a noticeable change. You got a lot out there, putting a lot of good information out in the universe, and that always helps.
You try to just, the more people know, usually the better in that regard. So it's been positive. We've increased our followers by quite a bit. So
Nice.
Thank you, Chief. Rich?
Just a note to everyone, Liz and I will be in training starting tomorrow through Thursday. So our office hours are going to be 8:30 to 3:30 tomorrow and then Wednesday, and then only open until 2 p.m. on Thursday. Dolly, our clerk, will be in the office, but after that, the office will be closed. So if you have to reach out to Liz or I, please call us on our cell phone.
Thank you. Chris? Rich?
All right, so rec department is also not immune to the weather here. We've had to cancel a few things. We were supposed to start up swim lessons tonight, but life happens, so we're going to start those up on Wednesday. And I got to mention this other one because it's got a unique name. It's Not Your Grandma's Crochet, so we had to cancel that tonight and reschedule. That was good, right? Also, we've got Winterfest coming up here on the 13th of February. Megan's been in contact with a bunch of local businesses and getting the advertiser involved. We've got our local chili challenge going on with a bunch of the restaurants, so that's always a good time. Also, we've been discussing plans for the 3rd of July being the 250th. I know she met with you guys for the previous work session. That's about it.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. Doug?
The only thing I've been traveling for the last couple weeks, so I missed a couple meetings, so I'm back. Looking forward to, we have our February planning board meeting next week, and we'll be talking about the comprehensive plan and a couple other projects that you guys have referred to us. So,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you. Paul?
The ZBA is not nearly as exciting as the Recreation Department, so I really have nothing.
No crocheting.
Brad?
No, everything's good, thank you.
All right. And with that, we will let you guys head out, and then we will go into executive session and give you about 5 minutes or whatever to leave.
So we have to adjourn.
Adjourn after this.
Okay.
I'll take it. Time to go in.
Yay, nay.